Silence! It's time! It's time! It's
time for another episode of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Sit back and get back and get back and grab a six-pack, sit back and get back and get back and grab a six-pack, sit back and get back and get back and grab a six-pack, sit back and get back and get back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 382 of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. I'm host always, I'm Tyler. Joining me with the man, myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Yo, Tyler. I have been fantastic this past week. Work's been work, honestly. I've been doing a lot of tasks, a lot of chores, a lot of this and that. But what's interesting is I found another sports game for my PS2 this past week. And not just anyone, not just anything. NBA Live 2005. Now, this is a game where I've done a little bit of research. A lot of people have a lot of good memories playing this game. That, Madden 2005, ESPN 2K5, but also the March Madness 2005 and stuff. Basically, this year in gaming for sports gamers was really big because you had a rarity to where all these different companies like 2K and EA had some great sports games. And NBA Live plays into that to where it's the first NBA game. They're touting it's the first NBA game that had the slam dunk contest in it. So I was interested, so I bought it. I bought it from my workplace. Went to go boot up the disc. Got into the menus okay. I tried to power onto a game. Then a loading screen kind of met halfway. And I'm like, okay, why is it not loading? Tried it again in a certain game mode, reset the console. Did the same thing. Okay, it's pausing again. So, out of curiosity, I check on the back side of the disc. The disc has a lot of scratches. Some look like they were heavy scratches. I'm very surprised this game is actually playing scratches. But, went ahead, did a bunch of research online. I tried searching by Walmart. They do not have any type of disc cleaner. It was kind of hilarious. I was talking with the dude in electronics over at my local Walmart, and he's like, well, we actually got rid of the disc cleaner a long time ago, but we have some vinyl cleaner right here. I'm like, I look at the vinyl cleaner. It's like $20. I look at the thing, and it has a scrub brush. It's like, well, I don't know if this thing could actually go through and clean CDs, but here you go. And I'm like, and I go through, I thanked him for helping me out, and then look at the thing, I'm like, nah. So, while I'm waiting the electronics, I go through onto DuckDuckGo, the search engine of choice by yours truly, and, dude, basically I just went through some home remedy stuff until I found, okay, here's some anti-septic wipes you could use. And it's like, okay, so let's get a box of those little rubbing alcohol pads and stuff, for disinfecting wounds and this and that. So I got a little package of that. Came home. Basically, before I even began, I took a little fiber cloth. I got it damp. I started wiping the disc, not in circular motions, but just from straight wiping down, a little bit of water and stuff. So I got the disc clean. Then I went through with the alcohol, little bits, the little freaking alcohol, pads and stuff, and did the same thing. Went ahead over with some water again. Then I let the disc sit, and I'm happy to report, as soon as that thing dried and I popped it into my PS2, game boots up. I go to game mode, like the slam dunk contest, and it's completely loading. It loaded up into a game. So I am happy. I got the game for $2. At least I'm able to enjoy playing some games. Playing some good games of basketball.
Nice.
So that in of itself is a happy moment from this week. But enough about me. How have you been, Tyler?
Doing okay, clinging and banging as always, just enjoying the week, been a good week of gaming as always. But nothing too exciting going with me. I do want to mention a couple things though. First off, most importantly, 2 months till Extra Life Gables.
No shit. I gotta
Yes,
sign back up with that stuff, dude.
Yes, we are almost exactly 2 months away from. It's on November 7th. So prepare to hear a lot about Extra Life over the next couple months. That's happening. People don't know real fast. I'm sure most of you know. 24-hour gaming marathon that Gables and I do every year. It's always the first Saturday in November. So this year, or I guess this year will be the second. But it's always on daylight savings time in America. So 24 straight hours of video gaming. All the money we raise goes to Children's Miracle Hospitals that you can pick if you sign up. Just go to extra-life.org and you can sign up there and start raising money to help kids. But I also want to mention one more thing. This is pretty cool.
What's that?
There is a excuse me, I had a burp. Still the burp. Still burping. Whew, wow. That was weird. There is a Mario Kart 8 online tournament happening on Wednesday night. That is for Extra Life. It's $10 to enter. All the money raised goes to Extra Life. It is if you want to sign up, just go to nea.gg/karting4kids, or if you just go to nea.gg, search Extra Life, and it pops right up. But really cool event. Like if you can go and then you can put it in your account, put in what your name is on there. But like I said, it's $10 register to be in it. It's an online tournament. They give you a code to participate. It's all you're playing normal computers, normal items. Smart steering is allowed. It's 32 races, and you have 4 hours to compete. It's at 6:00 on Wednesday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you can it's on the Switch version. And let me see if I can find. There are prizes. Let me look. It's like I said. So there's different There's different So it's $10 to register for the main one, and you're in. There's the Racer Hero ticket for $20, and it gets you. You'll be featured on the Racer Hero segment during the event live stream. It'll be on the twitch.tv/esportsnea. And then the proceeds go directly to Extra Life. And then there's a $35 ticket that you get everything below. And they'll read your story, your Extra Life story that you put in on your Extra Life account on the air as well. So they're doing that. And then let's see here. Yeah, so it's 32 races at 100. Oh, it's 150cc. I didn't realize that. Oh my god. Normal items, normal computer. First place gets 15% of the proceeds to their Extra Life account, and you also get a HyperX Cloud Alpha as headset. If you get second place, you get 10% of the proceeds, and you get a Charge Play clutch. And then if you get third place, you get 5% of the proceeds as well. So I said all the money that they earn goes to the Extra Life hospital or Extra Life charity. But I thought it was a cool thing. I just want to point out they retweeted it on the Extra Life account. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of give a little more show out there. So if you guys are able to, unfortunately, figures I haven't worked. Wednesdays are usually one of my days off, and I haven't for the last 4 months. Figures the one Wednesday I have to work. They have the event going on, so I can't participate. But if you guys are interested in that, check it out. Like I said, nea.gg/karting for kids, or you could, like I said, just go to nea.gg in the top right, search, put Extra Life, and it'll pop right up. But Gables, we got to jump back here. So before the podcast, you were telling me stories about going and going your brother's college town when we went to Washington State, and they had something called Cougar cheese.
Yes.
And I said to you, and you never even thought about it. This is how pure Gables is. I said to him, out of context, Cougar cheese sounds disgusting. And you're like, you didn't get it right away. And then I kind of had to explain it. And you're like, I've never thought about it like that. And it just made me forget how pure heart you are, Gables. Pure minded you are. Because just as soon as you said Cougar cheese, I'm like, it's like there's how everybody has a phrase or a term or a word that just kind of cringes, for me it's rectum. It's just I hate the sound of that word. It's gross. My new favorite thing to say to Courtney is love spit, and it just grosses her out. Or moist. Those are two things I say. Cougar cheese is that thing for me now. Thanks a lot, Gables.
To put a little bit of back context into what Tyler is telling you guys about, in Washington State, the WSU Cougars, they have a particular type of cheese that they make inside of Pullman, Washington, and they call it Cougar cheese. Now, this is one of those types of items where you can go on to, I believe it's either their store website or some sort of like specialty website, and you can order like cans and stuff of them.
Oh,
but
it's getting worse.
But the thing about it is, it doesn't taste that bad at all. It's actually pretty damn good. I went to, and I was telling Tyler this before we started recording, I went to this bar back around 2014, 2015 in Pullman, and there's I almost said booger, but there's this burger. This fucking burger with like the Cougar cheese stuff, and I look at this and I'm like, you know what? My brother has talked about this. You know, he's actually talked about this. So I'm like, I'd say to the waitress like, hey, it's like, I want this burger, man. I really want to try the Cougar cheese. And so it's like, I go through, order it, I eat it. It's the most fantastic fucking burger I have ate in quite a long while. Flash forward to later on that night, and I have the worst stomach ache in my fucking life.
Gables, if you don't double check that cheese before you eat it, I mean, bad things happen, you know.
Oh yeah, that's no shit, man. It's like as good as that cheese tasted, it almost matched the level of like pain and like all like that, you know, that grease ball pit in your stomach whenever you eat something like fast food related. Mm-hmm. It almost related me to like certain bits of food poisoning that I've had for like, dude, like the food, and I'm talking about like the type of food poisoning and stuff is when you have a gastric type of like bulge inside your fucking stomach and you can't fart and you have to fart.
Are you talking like every experience we've had at Taco Bell?
Oh, I may be at that way. But yeah, that's pretty much that. In that regards, you know, Cougar cheese, Washington State, this and that. So when I finally realized what Tyler was talking about, I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Inside of a bar context, that does sound pretty damn bad.
So, Gables, did you go to a bar or did you go to a strip club?
Well, fortunately, there's not a lot of cougars at the strip club. Anyway.
So you gotta go on a Tuesday.
no, man. He's like going on a Tuesday night. No, you just gotta go on the freaking like Sunday afternoon and stuff like that as soon as they go forth to feed their cats. Anyway.
Yeah, like, oh wow. Say Sunday's also when they have the salad bars there, and it's really good.
Stripper salad bar. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I don't know. What is this show anymore?
You just go through your salad making shit, and all of a sudden you just see a couple strippers on the damn pole. Just go. It's just like, well, I'm gonna get my spinach and oregano here. Let's go ahead and get this. Right. And all of a sudden, our listeners just fall right off a cliff.
That big spike in downloads we had just went away. We just lost it, Gables. It's gone.
Well, anyway, we are a gaming podcast.
Yes, we are a gaming podcast. Also, like it'd be weird though when you're making a salad there, and it's like, is this ranch?
You have to double check with the dude, the bouncer or something. It's right behind the salad thing. Are you sure? Is this ranch?
Is this ranch? Is this ranch? Looks a little creamier than usual.
Dude.
Oh God, it grossed me out. Hashtag Cougar cheese. All right, moving on.
Oh God damn. Oh.
Moving on. What do we do anymore? I don't even know. Is that the show? I don't know.
Let's get it into gaming news.
Yeah, real fast. I just want to appreciate everybody. We have if you've stuck to us at this point. If you've left, we understand. But thank you. We've had like a huge spike in downloads over the last couple months, and we appreciate it. If you like all that, all like what we're doing, please share, like, 5-star review, comments. Whatever you can do to help us. We're on everything: Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. You name it, we're pretty much on there. So whatever you can do to help us out, we really would appreciate that. But moving on to the news part of the show, Gables. There's no good segue out of Cougar cheese and strippers, salad bars. Moving on.
God damn, you're getting me these bad mental images. Let's go.
Now you know how I felt when he said Cougar cheese for the first time. All right. This is so stupid. The show's dumb. So it finally happened, Gables, the big one, and I'm not talking about Cougar cheese. I'm talking about Mario.
All right. All right,
Sorry,
so
we're done. We're done with it. All right.
okay. What Tyler was actually going to be saying is, yeah, the big event did happen this week, and the big event obviously happened with Nintendo this past Monday. Oh, was it Monday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
been a
Okay,
long week.
so last Thursday morning, I get a message from Tyler, and from what he was piecing together, and from what I can understand after just waking up, like staying up late the night before, so they did it. They finally did it. I look at the little thing. It's like, oh, it's that Mario announcement for the 35th anniversary. And so basically, I go on. I start watching it, and yeah, there was plenty of good stuff that was unveiled at this event. So it was around 15 minutes, I believe, in total. But during that time, we learned a couple of new tidbits. One was a special edition Game & Watch is coming with the first two Mario Brother games. So the original Super Mario and Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels, that's going to be releasing this November. Yes, I think it's November
13th.
Yes, November 13th. Why the hell does that date sound familiar?
That's the rumored date for PS5 launch.
Oh, shit. Anyway, so that one's going to be at least around, I think the cost of that thing has been revealed as $40, if I'm not
50.
mistaken. $50. Okay.
Yes.
So for $50, you can actually get a brand new Game & Watch, a specialty Game & Watch that these type of systems had not been inside of a retail setting, like an actual official retail settings, for like a long-ass time. So this is interesting. I think that part of news was very interesting. Current day Game & Watch, and you have the first two Mario games, and because it's Mario's 35th anniversary, you've got like a couple of different features. Like there's actually an alarm clock feature with like Mario and Yoshi and all that shit.
Yeah, and then like they have the version of Ball with Mario.
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I thought there was cool. And they said there's 35 little touches to discover as well with it. They no real idea what that means, but still like little, I don't know, like little tidbits or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I think that looks pretty cool. I think this is something like I'm probably gonna buy, but it's one of those things that's like much like my NES Classic and SNES Classic. I'm never gonna take it out of the box.
Oh my god. I'll tell you what, man, it's one of those things where I may buy one for myself and one for my little brother because, well, he loves his Nintendo stuff and he loves his Mario stuff.
Yes.
Which, speaking of that regards and stuff, we should address the big elephant that's in the room in regards to this little announcement, and that's the whole Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yes. So it's been. I went back and looked. This thing has been rumored since February. This came out. The whole thing about the All-Star thing came out in February. And a little fun fact for you is that Nintendo put a thing out, and I can't find. I have to find the article. But basically, like this was originally supposed to be revealed in early April. This whole direct, and everything's just been delayed. They put see if I can find it, but continue on with what you're saying.
Anyway, yes. So Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This is like a sequel series of collection of games from the original one that was released in the Super Nintendo back around 1993 in the US. Ironically enough, on the Super Nintendo app during the time that they released this whole Mario 35th conference and stuff, Super Mario All-Stars, the original remastered version of the first three Mario games that were on NES, plus the addition of the Lost Levels, shadow dropped on the Nintendo Switch's SNES app. So that in of itself has been a version I have not played for quite a long while, and I was so giddy after hearing that announcement because that was fucking cool. I love that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I went on my Switch and I saw you playing it. It was a Thursday, I think.
To put in perspective, everybody, I have great memories. One of my best Christmases that I've ever had was when I was like 5 years old. Around the Christmas tree, my brothers are opening up their stuff. My mom and dad are all handing out gifts and stuff. And here I am as a little kid. They recorded me as I opened my copy, like my gift, and it's Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo. Back then, when I only had maybe a few games I loved to play, let's just say I have a lot of sentimental value for this version of the Mario games, because that in of itself was one of the beginning phases of me getting into gaming. That, Super Mario World, Star Fox, all of that stuff leading into what I'm doing now. Yeah. So to see a sequel series, like a sequel collection. A sequel collection. Man, that's something you don't hear about every day. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And what this package contains is updated, like up-res like versions of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. But the caveat is both the physical and the digital editions of this collection set is going to be available until March of 2021.
Yep.
Why it's limited like that, I have no clue. I think that's a stupid idea to do that, personally. But at the same time, what we're going to be getting is a bunch of demand for these for the physical copy. And we're probably going to have a lot of, probably like sellers going through and buy up bulks. Because you know how Nintendo likes to create the artificial demand for stuff.
Yeah,
but
kings of it.
But to focus on the positivity of it, you have the Super Mario 3D collection that's coming out relatively soon. As a recording, the date is going to be September 18th. So at least about another week or two.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited for this. I am absolutely excited for this. Not because of Super Mario 64, but because of Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh, wow, okay.
Super Mario Sunshine. That's a game, that's a Mario game I haven't played for a while. I have Mario Galaxy. Hell, honestly, I am excited to play through Galaxy again because, hell, for the game of the generation before this generation began, my favorite game of that generation was Super Mario Galaxy. And that was because it was the level design, it was the way that everything else was cemented. It felt great, it felt organic. For Super Mario Sunshine, I'm excited to play that more so than I am with 64 and with Galaxy because I have not touched, I have not done a complete playthrough of Super Mario Sunshine since I got it for the GameCube. So, it's been a long time. I want to revisit it. It's time for me to actually go through and experience that game again. So, overall, let's see. Tyler, what did you think about that 3D All-Stars stuff?
I mean, yeah, I'm excited for it because it's just like like finally like that relief, like it's real. We know it's real. It's like, I mean, everybody's been talking about it. When we talk about Nintendo, you can't not talk about Nintendo this year. Besides Animal Crossing, you can't mention without mentioning this, and like where's 3D World and all that stuff. It's like we finally, we're getting into it. And it's awesome that soon, 2 weeks away from the time they announced it.
Yeah.
Which is great because there was rumors early in the week that might get pushed to October, November. So yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to playing Mario 64 because I had it on 64 when I was a kid. I had it on the Wii. I beat it on the DS. So it's like I don't really care about that. Sunshine I barely played, but it's like I hate the water levels in Mario, so it's like I don't want a whole game of water levels for the most part. I know there's more to it than that, but
no, man. The most frustrating part about Super Mario Sunshine is regards to try to collect all the shinies, the sunshine sprites. Because particular mini games that are very hard, and I'm talking about that fucking that pachinko machine.
Yeah.
The camera can be so atrocious, so I'm interested in seeing if they've actually fixed that problem.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, the big thing is that, like, I've said that, because I talked to Justin about this for literally, 13 years now since that game came out. About how, like, I love that game so much, but I hate the fucking Wii. I hate playing with the controller. I hate playing with the Wiimotes. And it's like, for years, when Justin and I have gone back and forth, even on this podcast, even before this podcast, for like a decade before this podcast, we had discussions about, dude, I would so gladly play this with a controller. It's like, finally, I get a chance to play this game without the Wiimote, which is with the regular Pro Controller. And there's that weird back and forth there for a while where I'm like, like I was like debating, like, do I pre-order this? Because like there was like talks that like you had to use the Joy-Cons. I'm like, oh fuck that, I'm not doing that. And then I come find out it's like, I think it's like if you want to do 2-player, you have to use the Joy-Cons to get the little star bits and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm incredibly excited for this. It's like I was telling you for the show, I was like wavering back and forth between getting the Avengers or not on Friday, and it's like then this is kind of announced. I'm like, nope, I'm getting this. This is my game for September. But yeah, no, I think this is really cool. I'm really, really excited about this. It's like, because fucking Mario, man, it's just so much joy and fun. It's like I've been craving some more Mario since Odyssey. I know this is not new Mario, but it's like to me, a lot of this will be new. Like going back and playing. Finally get a chance to really play Galaxy the way I want to play Galaxy, and hope it works well. I mean, there's some frustration. I mean, trying to keep positive. Overall, look, I'm pre-ordered it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm excited for it. there's frustrations about like like Mario 64 is like because there was rumors originally I'm like is this game like it might be a full remake and then like how then we talked like everybody's talking like I think it splits up into 3 things or is it gonna be like how's this gonna work? I thought about the time it's like if you're not gonna remake it if it's just gonna be Mario 64 just put it on the like the 64 like online thing or service if they had one or just re-release it on there but it's just like I don't see Mario 64 is just 4x3. It's up res, I know, and then Sunshine is up res. I mean, definitely it looks a lot prettier, looks a lot nicer. I that's kind of disappointing. It's just cool to have it, on one thing, but it's just like, we have, with 64, it's like I bought that game 3 times now already, and it's like it's 50. I bought it for like $15 on the Wii, and now essentially you're charging me 20 for it now is the way it breaks down if I'm looking at that correctly, and then it's like. I think on the Wii U, they had Mario Galaxy you could buy on there for $20. Could play it with you couldn't play on the Wii like with the gamepad, but you could play it. You could buy it on the Wii U store. So
yeah, you could buy it in the Wii U store, but you would have to go through and boot up. I think the Wii menu in order to do that stuff. I think it was
correct.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird type of thing they did with it. But in regards to, excuse me, in regards to rebuying Mario 64, I mean, hell, fuck. I have the 64 version. I bought it on the Wii back when the Wii first launched in 2006. Mm-hmm. When the Wii U came out and they had the Virtual Console and stuff, I got that little discount. I only spent maybe a little bit, but I have that for there. Then you have the freaking Mario 64 thing for DS. Honestly, the reason why I'm not so excited to play through Mario 64 again is because I've played through it a lot already, but I know I'm gonna go through that game again. I'm gonna gonna get the freaking 120 stars because that's one of the things I love to do.
Yeah.
Hell, dude, that's one of the games where I can go through with one sitting, maybe spend about 5 hours and fucking complete everything in that game from beginning to end because I enjoy it so much.
Yeah. One thing I'm looking forward to is because I can't wait to talk to Justin about Mario Sunshine because that's like the one that's like his glaring hole in his Mario Mario and Zelda are his 2 favorite franchises in gaming, and it's like Sunshine's that one glaring hole where that's the one Mario game he's never beaten. I remember watching him play it back in the day when I go over to his house and shit. We play Sunshine all the time, and I remember him just not really caring for him. He's talked about. For years, we'll talk about games for all the time, and he'd always talk about he'd love to go back and play it again. So that's the one. He's like maybe I didn't give a chance, blah blah blah. So it's like I'm looking forward to hearing his thoughts about this and what coming out because I'm wondering which one he's gonna play first. But I think it'll be Sunshine if I know him. But yeah, I mean, so what's your overall just looking at the collection here? I mean, what's your thoughts on the whole March 31st? It's gone for everything. Disney Vault.
I think it's a terrible idea. It kind of leads me to believe that they have something else in mind in terms of potentially selling them individually. But even if that were the case, there's no reason why they would have to take it off the eShop at all. Because in terms of, say, a collection disc stuff, it doesn't make sense that you would release the game both digital and physically, and then after a certain period of time, how many months would this be on the market right here? October, November, December, January.
Just February, over about 6.5 months.
Really, just around 6.5 months. I understand you would have a lot of time to go through and buy this game and do this and do that and stuff, but I don't like the idea of having it sort of like a sacred thing with certain products where you only can buy it during this time frame or else you miss out. And honestly, this also leads me to believe this is kind of like an artificial scarcity sort of move by Nintendo where they want people to go into droves and buy this. I mean, hell, it's Mario. People are going to buy it.
Yeah.
Mario games, they're expected to have a certain tier of quality to them that appeals to everyone. And this is a game that's being advertised and talked about on local news channels saying, oh, hey, you know what Nintendo's doing? They're bringing out this Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and it's going to be released this day. And, of course, with that type of national attention, everybody and their mothers are going to be going out and try to find a copy of this to get for their kids or to get for their boyfriends or to give for like themselves. You
Yeah.
name it. So having that type of scarcity undermines that, because it's like, with creating that type of thing and you can only go through that, it pretty much screws a lot of like future endeavors in
Yeah.
regards to getting the game in of itself. Now granted, if you buy it digitally, you can still re-download it onto your Switch. But that's why I kind of thought this could lead to something else potentially down the line, where they want to maybe separate these games and try to sell them individually, maybe on the Switch, or perhaps they have another app thing in mind, like say what you mentioned previously, where they could have, like Mario 64 could have been a part of, say, like an N64 app on the Switch Online stuff. I mean, very easily they could have done something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm aiming at. You know?
Yeah, I'm thinking like best case scenario. I hope to God they just break it up and it's like, I don't know, fucking. I mean, depending on what they charge that, I think it'd be ridiculous. But it's like, if they put it out digitally, it's like Mario 64 is 15, and then the other two are 30, or one's 20, one's 30. I don't know how you want to break it up and how the math works, but
well,
like,
considering that the whole package in of itself is being charged about $60, I could see Mario 64 kind of almost similar, if not a little bit more expensive than what it was on those services for Wii and Wii U Virtual Console. So I would say about the $10 to $12 range, and for for Sunshine, $20 at least. Same thing with like say Galaxy, if it were just individual on its own.
yeah. But I think if anything, they're gonna make it so it's more expensive separately, because otherwise, like people like us that bought it early might piss some of them off. It's like I could have bought them separately, piecemeal for cheaper. So I could see them doing like 30, 20, or something like that to make it, because it's like people mention like the Resident Evil collection that's on the Switch. Like you can buy the whole collection. It's 4, 5, and 6. I believe it's like $30. Or no, it's $40. But if you buy them separately, they're $20 a piece, so $60 if you buy them separately. So I can see them doing something to that extent. Like I said, like overall, I'm incredibly happy about this. I'm gonna buy it. I mean, it's like,
yes,
being a Nintendo fan is kind of like being in an abusive relationship. It's like you're frustrated by them. It's like, God damn it, fucking stop. It's like, it's like when you look at like people mention like the Crash Bandicoot collection we just had, the Insane Trilogy, we had the Spyro trilogy, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 just came out this week, and like they're $40 for fully rebuilt games, and like they're charging us $6 for up-res games. So it's like, I mean, I get like Nintendo.
That Nintendo Premium.
Yep.
They hold themselves a higher regard.
Switch tax. It's like, I mean, for better or worse, but they know we're gonna pay for it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm incredibly excited for it, but it's just like, with pretty much everything, like with Nintendo, it's like you love 9/10 of it, but there's like that 1/10 that just sticks in your craw, and this is it for that. I just hope that at least digitally they just keep it so you can get these games, and be able to buy them afterwards.
Well, I can imagine so and stuff, but let's also go into like a little bit in terms of like one omission that I thought was very strange,
Yeah.
and in regard to not only this game reveal, but also the retrospective of Mario's mainline games and stuff for the past 35 years. There were a few games that I noticed that weren't shown. The handheld portion of Mario, I'm talking about, say, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, mainline games, like Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, and the biggest glaring omission is Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
That struck me as very weird in that regards. I don't know exactly to the full extent, but it definitely felt out of place to where if you're going through Mario's 35th anniversary and all of a sudden it's like you go through a lot of the mainline stuff. Galaxy 2, in the eyes of some people, felt better than the original Galaxy in that retrospect. But there were different types of level designs, different types of like worlds you can experiment, you can like play through, have a lot of fun, and just experiment with. You didn't have that whole elaborate hub world and stuff. You pretty much travel on your own little planet and unlock stuff and everything. So that kind of gets me going like in a couple different directions. But the main direction in my thinking is, are they trying to save some of these games for another like collection?
I don't see another collection. I'm wondering because like a lot of people talk about like brought up like a big reason why Yoshi was in the first Galaxy is because they had issues like putting him in the game. They just couldn't get him to work right, developing him and stuff like that until Galaxy 2 came out. So I wonder if maybe like maybe they're having that same issue getting it to work on like a Pro controller.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's the thing. I don't see why they would separate it. Like it is a bummer that it's not in there because everybody talks about Galaxy 2 is the best one, and I have a lot of fond memories of playing Galaxy 2 with Justin, and I remember being there with them when he beat the final level and got the final star in Galaxy 2, and that was like a really cool moment. Like after like hours, like I was helping him being second player and shit like that. We spent hours in my basement fucking trying to beat that like a decade ago. Probably 15 years ago, or not 15, like probably 10, 12 years ago. But yeah, it's weird. It's just like when I came, this is kind of like a real like a deep wrestling thing to say, but it's like when I watched that when they like just like totally pretending that Galaxy 2 just never existed, it felt like a very WWE move, like in wrestling, where it's like if they don't want you to remember an event, or like they want to change the narrative of like the storyline that happened, or just forget the whole storyline happened, or a wrestler happened, or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like they will fucking do everything in their power and edit it the way they want it to, that they'll just try to make it so you never forget it. But it's like, we know it happened. We saw it happen. Like we know that we were there for this. It's like Galaxy 2 is like it happened. It's almost like that's where my mind went to. It's like they're almost trying to like erase the memory of Galaxy 2. I know maybe that's not like they can't do that. But it's just that's what my mind went to for that. But I don't know. I never say never with Nintendo. You never know what they're gonna do. The most obvious thing to them they won't do, and the weirdest thing that you can think of in a million years, they'll do. So I don't know. Do you see a collection, or maybe not a collection, but maybe a Galaxy 2 separate? Do you think that's likely, or what are you thinking?
To be perfectly honest with you, I could see potentially that Super Mario Galaxy 2 in some form will probably be available at the Switch at some point. That also ties into how I feel that maybe the current collection that we have here that's coming out for Switch in the next couple of weeks may be sold individually after March of 2021. So that would make a lot of sense too, because even having a lot of like these various older games separate for that type of price would definitely be appealing, leading up to an initial release that Nintendo will be doing, which we'll get right into in just a moment here. But before that, though, there is a couple things I do want to cover in regards to the Mario, like the whole Mario Direct in of itself, the 35th anniversary. There were a couple other things that were announced in that regards, like the whole Mario Kart, like this weird Mario Kart game and stuff like that.
Mario Kart Home Circuit.
The home circuit. I thought that home circuit thing was kind of weird, but it was also cool in a way as well, where you basically use your Switch to play Mario Kart, and it controls the racer in regards to the whole like AR, I think it is, that whole
AR.
that IR sensor or AR sensor or something of that sort.
Yep, AR.
I thought that was pretty cool because that's definitely going to be something that kids are going to want to play during like the holiday or something or whatever. It's a cool concept. I like that. We're using the Switch, control Mario or Luigi via wirelessly for an RC car.
Yep. Yeah. I think it looks really cool. I mean, definitely, like, I have a lot of questions about this thing. Like, how's it going to work on carpet? It's like, how big of a space do you need? Because it's like, you always have, like, VR is really cool, but it's like, you need a decent chunk of space.
Oh,
it's
no
like,
shit.
for this, you're going to need even probably more space. And it's like, like, and then, like, what about dogs? Like, we have 3 dogs.
Entry hazard.
How's it going to work on like carpet? Is it only going to work on really well on a hardwood floor? And it's like, and this isn't. I mean, it's not incredibly expensive, but it's not cheap. It's $100, and there's it only comes with one. If you want to buy the second one, you got to buy.
Wow.
There's a Mario and there's a Luigi one. Like, there's like the collector factor, factor in me where I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to get this, but it's like, I don't know. I have so many questions about this thing. About how this will work, but it's like. It's gonna sell because if they could fucking sell us cardboard and Labo, this thing is gonna sell. So
they could sell us a freaking like a scale back in the Wii generation. If they could sell us a freaking big old exercise ring and stuff for Ring Fit Adventure, if they could sell us a glove back in the NES stuff, then of course they're gonna try to, or even in the sense, sell us like Lego sets of Nintendo characters and stuff.
I bought the Mario DDR game with the DDR pad, so I'm a sucker, obviously.
Then of course people are gonna go forth and buy this Mario Kart home circuit thing. It's anything in regards to Mario, whether it be like clothing that's gonna be official, like for their whole friggin' New York, their NYC store or whatsoever. There's all sorts of like goodies that they're going to go forth and releasing, including a fucking pin set, which I really like because it's like dude,
I need to do
all
that.
these different.
Shit.
I know, right? That fucking pin set, it looks so cool. And it's like, okay, choose, okay, what's your Mario? And obviously mine's the Mario Brothers 3, because I'm like that. But, yeah, there was all sorts of various little things that they announced right there, from clothing stuff to, like, that home circuit stuff. Just a little bit of subsidiaries, but they also announced, like, a game which we knew would be coming to the Switch sooner or later from the Wii U, and that's the whole Super Mario 3D World. But the caveat with this, the main thing about it is not only has it been updated, but it has its own type of additional content with Bowser's Fury, which, from looking at that initial footage of what we were seeing, a lot of cat theme inside that level, so obviously the return of Meowser.
Yeah.
But
yes, the greatest name ever created. I'm gonna name my son Meowser.
Oh God! And all of a sudden, I just feel this death glare from Courtney all the way across.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't hear that. Oh, maybe I can, like, if we get a cat, I'll name the cat Meowser.
There you go. But
I did get her to name one of our birds Trico, by the way. Sorry to interrupt, but I got it on that. So
Trico, really?
Trico, yeah, I got it on that one. So
Oh my
I
God,
think I could probably get Meowser.
But yeah, the Bowser Fury, like the whole unveiling type of thing, that looks pretty interesting. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be like a whole world of like stuff where you get to go through and do. I wonder if it's like another hard mode thing, kind of similar to how 3D World was with the freaking Wii U. But also another thing that you can do, online co-op.
Yes, God, yes. That was. Why didn't they talk about this during the direct?
No shit.
It blows my mind. At least put a little thing at the bottom, has online multiplayer or something, or co-op, whatever. Like, the only thing is, like, will it work? Because God knows fucking Smash doesn't work very well online still to this day. So.
Yeah, I know. Smash doesn't really work online.
Pay for it, but it doesn't work, so.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, Splatoon 2 is, like, alright. Mario Kart 8's okay in terms of its online stuff, but I'm fascinated to see how well, like, Super Mario 3D World will work in terms of an online co-op. You play with a couple friends, do this and do that. I think the maximum amount of characters you can play at one time is, like, with 4.
Yep, 4.
So it's, like, it's going to be interesting getting, like, a group of people. The only thing I don't like is you have to wait until February in order to play this game.
February 12th.
Dude,
yeah.
I am so bummed that I'm not going to be able to go through and play this game for, like, Extra Life, because that would be a perfect fucking game to play for Extra Life.
Especially in co-op, dude. That would be the perfect, like, you and me, like, just fucking hop. Dude, that would be a fucking blast. We couldn't chat, but it'd be a blast. We just get on PS4 and chat, I guess. But,
yeah, we're probably just going to chat and shit for, like, for the PS4 and stuff, just get, like, a party going and stuff, and it's like, oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, what are you going to do?
You fucking asshole, you took all the bells, you bitch.
This is going to be like our competitive thing for freaking Way Out, but just 10 times more.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, yeah, as long as there's no chess. That's what Bowser's Fury is. It's just chess from fucking A Way Out. They just put it, that's all it is. Just to piss me off.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what, though, I'm very excited that this game isn't just a straight port from the Wii U. I love that there's the new content. You have the online multiplayer stuff on top of a great quality game that Super Mario 3D World is. It's a fucking hard game, too, when you're trying to complete everything.
Oh, yeah.
When I lost all my save data for my Wii U originally, when the gamepad stuff was, when the gamepad just basically just went, like, kind of crazy one day, I got it fixed, but I had to delete my whole fucking saves for my Wii U. And that's what tempted me before I got the Switch to play through a lot of my Wii U games at that point. I never got back to my original save data to where when I got back, I only had like a couple levels left in order to play through but complete. Now I get to have that chance again to play on my Switch. So, woof. Man, I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, no, like, I'll talk about this game. I've been, like, when I went back, finally played it, when I got the Wii U, this game was just, like I said, Mario in general is just pure joy, but this one is, like, probably, this is my favorite, probably, Mario game ever, honestly. Maybe Odyssey's number one, but I can go back and forth on that one, but I've been talking about this, like, forever. Since they started bringing ports over from the Wii U, it was like, this is the one, like, I want the most of all of them. And then the fact that we're going to get new content, online multiplayer, and Gables, most importantly, 2 new amiibo.
Oh, that's right. The Mario and the cat.
I may or may not have already pre-ordered.
Oh, God.
I already pre-ordered it. I
Of course you already pre-ordered it.
Of course I did. I told Courtney, I'm like, I gotta be honest with you. I ordered more amiibo. I was like, I don't know the fuck we're gonna put them, but we got more. I don't know what to do. It's gonna go nuts. This is my life. We're just gonna build.
God.
We're gonna build our next house out of amiibo. That's all I can think of.
Jeez.
We got enough. We got like 80 of them now.
Gosh. Well, honestly, out of everything that was announced at that Mario 35th Mario 35th conference and stuff, I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of banger announcements that went through, at least like one stealth announcement I was not expecting. But the quality of it, I thought was fun. I thought it was great.
There's one more thing though we didn't talk about, Gables.
And what's that?
The Mario 35 Battle Royale game.
That's right. I almost forgot about that game.
October 1st. Well, the other game that they have that you can't play until after March 31st. But I don't much care for Battle Royale games. I get into them a little bit. I got into Fortnite a little bit. I didn't really care for Tetris 99, but I'm terrible at Tetris. Courtney's oddly really good at Tetris. I don't understand that, but she is. But this game looks fucking awesome, and it's free.
It does.
I'm gonna have a blast for about 15 minutes and get mad and break my Switch. I'm calling it right now. That's what's gonna happen with this game.
It's probably gonna be like the type of thing where I'm having with Fall Guys right now, where like I'm playing that game.
Yes.
I'm playing matches and I'm gonna get super competitive and I'm gonna get fucking pissed off because the game either did something shitty or someone fucking pushed me off a ledge or eliminated me at the last minute.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Fall Guys today, where I literally had a race all the way to the end. I'm like 2 inches away from across the finish line and some bitch just moves through ahead of me.
Bitch. Yeah, no, I get that. That's gonna be me with this. Like, I'm like, come on, guys, don't say anything my way. Mario's hard enough as it is. I don't need more shit in my way. It's like, I don't need.
It's like you're just completing the level. You just collect your coins, and all of a sudden somebody just gets you a whole bunch of fucking Goombas on your stage. Like, oh no!
I'm like, fuck!
It's raining Goombas.
It's raining Koopas. Hallelujah! It's raining Koopas. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited about it, but I'm already mad. I'm already preemptively pissed off about this game. I'm gonna rage so hard. It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be healthy. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Fuck this game. I'm already saying fuck it. I don't like it.
You haven't played it, but
I
you
haven't
still
played
say
it.
Fuck it.
It's the weirdest feeling, isn't it? It's like I hate this game already, but it's gonna be a fucking blast.
Oh, I know, right?
Like, I'm looking at screenshots of it right now, and I'm just like, "Fuck this, man!" I'm like, just like all the shit on the level. Like, I'm like, this is nuts. It's like
Dude.
there could be one goddamn Koopa. I'm like, fuck, I'm in trouble. And then I'm looking at this one. There's 20. How do they even fit 20 on the screen? It's so small.
It'd be like fucking going through, like, say, like Puyo Tetris or whatsoever or something like that, and you're just going through, you're just completing little bits of like lines, and all of a sudden you just have some idiot in the fucking corner just going through, completes an entire line, and all of a sudden you get about 40 or 50 of these stupid fucking things just going through. It's like, no, not these bombs.
You know how hard it was for me just not to fuck this up already? Like, can we just play regular Tetris? I might have a chance.
Oh god, when you try to go back to a game that does something similar to that, like say with Tetris 99, and you're facing off against 98 other people and freaking trying to complete your stuff, and all of a sudden it's like you have that one dude you're playing against, and he's just super good, and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, wait, come on, how the hell does your mind move that fast?
I don't get it. This game's gonna be fucking nuts. I'm gonna have to play it like day one. We have to like see if we can get like a group of guys to play it together on Extra Life or something. That might be, if there's a way to party up on this. That could be fun. But they're gonna have to like fly to wherever they are and like kill them in person. I'm gonna have to fly to Colorado. I'm gonna have to kill Aaron and Tim. I'm gonna have to fly to Vegas, kill Kobe. I'm gonna fly to. I don't know where Cam is. He's stationed somewhere, probably Hawaii. I'll fly. We'll just have Pearl Harbor the sequel. I'm just gonna bomb all of Hawaii to kill Cam. That's what's gonna happen, Gibbles. This is what's gonna happen. I'm not.
All you need to
don't
do.
Jesus me, Courtney. This is what's gonna happen. She heard my statement. She's just like, Jesus. I'm not doing this. Cam did it. Blame Cam.
This is why Cameron left.
This is why Cam left. This is harassment for sure. He's never gonna hear this, but he's like, I've already threatened the bomb. I'll put it on the list for sure.
Passing reference or something on the talking shit page or something like that. It's like, well, in this episode and stuff, Cam.
Cam. We'll just call this episode Cam. That's the only way we can list
God.
it. Just name it after him. We'll call it Cameron. I'm not gonna say his last name. I shouldn't say his last name.
No. We don't want people looking him up and just harassing
His social security number is. I'm sweating now. It's hot.
No
I'm already
shit.
mad. That's how mad I am about this game. That hasn't even out yet. Just the thought of bombing Cam. This is what happens. But I did find the article I was talking about earlier about how this has been. This was supposed to happen nearly 5 months ago. So the page is now gone, but this is from IGN. But Wario64 on Twitter, love that guy. He found a thing where it says there was a Super Mario Maker 2 35th anniversary Auto Mario speedrun announced. That's supposed to be announced alongside the 3D All Stars and the Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury between April 14th and the 21st. So that's how long ago that was supposed to happen. Yeah, like I said, just over 5 months ago, we're supposed to have this announcement. So, fuck COVID. You know what I mean? Fuck COVID.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was definitely a good surprise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's nice.
We don't have to wait that long.
That's true. Definitely. Like we just had like I was pulling my hair out for the last 5 months. Like where the fuck is it? But now now it's here. So yeah, good times. But I don't know. Overall, I mean, it's all said and done. What are your thoughts on the 35th anniversary of Mario?
I believe that was a great representation of a franchise that's been around for a hell of a long time. I love that there are specialty things in regards to, say, clothing, in regards to, like, say, different types of games that are going to be releasing fairly soon. It definitely plays into the theme of Mario's 35th anniversary. It also signifies a lot of goodwill and also a lot of good feelings, a lot of good, like, gameplay moments for people that grew up playing Mario games and stuff until, the whole thing about Super Mario All-Stars, stealth releasing on the Switch's SNES app, the kind of the sequel collection with the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, with those three games of Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, and stuff. All this entire thing, in my honest opinion, was pure joy in that regards. And I really loved it. And quite honestly, it makes me look forward to next year when it comes to The Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary.
Oh, God. I can't wait till September of next year when they announce everything.
Boy.
Hopefully it's sooner.
Ooh,
God.
boy.
Give me Breath of the Wild 2 soon, please.
Ooh, I'm so excited for Zelda's anniversary next year.
It's like, I'm already like pre-raging about Mario 35, but I've already got a pre-boner for Breath of the Wild 2. So this is where we're at right now. Yeah.
So what'd you think, Tyler?
Overall, like I said, like I have gripes. Like I said, 9/10 of it awesome. That 1/10 bother you. Overall, it's like I've already fucking pre-ordered digitally my copies of 3D World and Mario 64. I have like 200. I literally have a $75 eShop card that I can't put in my account because I maxed out my my bank on the Switch, which I didn't know this thing you could do. I've had for like 5 months.
You can max out the damn bank thing on your Switch?
Yeah, PS4, Xbox, and Switch have a $200 limit. So I've
had a $200 cap. Holy shit!
Yeah, so I maxed out like 5 months ago, and I literally have a card in my hand right now for $75 that I can't put in my account that I've had since like literally like February. So I'm so happy that I'll finally be able to put that card in my account, so I don't lose the code. That's just more anxiety that I don't need. But I don't know.
Tyler's first world problems.
First world problems, This is obviously the biggest issue in the country today, is the fact I can't put this $75 card in my Switch account. That's it. I mean, we on the 11th, when the money comes out of my account, like put that card in, we solved all the problems. Right there.
Oh, boy.
Why vote, We've solved the problems. I did it right now. Don't Jesus me, Courtney. This is happening. I don't need you judging me. Sorry. I'm going to yell that when this is over. She's going to bed, she said. Love you. She's gone. We're good now. But I won't lie. I want those shoes so bad. Those Pumas that they put out. It looks so good, but I just literally looked it up. They're sold out, Gables. So.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not either. Probably the moment they went up, they were gone. But yeah, I kind of want those. If they're not sold out yet, there's those like Splatoon Mario shirts that are out that you can buy.
Oh.
I think they're like $25 a piece. I kind of want those. I'm gonna look them up right now. Mario Splatoon shirts. Here we go. Oh, first thing that popped up. Okay, all right. I don't fucking care about the actual Splatfest. Fuck the Splatfest. Where the fuck are the shirts? Here it is. Oh, okay. All right. I can't find it. I'm giving up right now. But it took me more than 3 clicks. I can't find it. I've given up. They don't exist. But yeah, no. Overall, like I said, I loved it. I'm pumped. Probably the best gaming news we've had all year. I actually think this is probably the best gaming news we've had all year. So yeah, I can't wait. So about 2 weeks from now, we'll be playing. I'll finally get to play Sunshine for real. So that's gonna be pumped. But we're going from a big announcement to an upcoming announcements here. We have a Ubisoft Forward on September 10th, Gables. So we have the Ubisoft Forward, the first one back in July. They said they're going to have another one this year. I don't know if we're going to have more than this one, but it's going to be on this Thursday, September 10th at 12 Pacific time. There's going to be like an hour pre-show before that. But they had a teaser trailer that showed Hyperscape, Rainbow Six Siege. We're going to talk about Watch Dogs Legions, and there's going to be some announcements. So this leaked last week, but we have a confirmation now that Gods and Monsters, which is like their Ubisoft's like Breath of the Wild ripoff game, is officially called Immortals Phoenix Rising, with Phoenix being spelled Fenyx. And God damn it, Gables, I hate it. I hate that fucking name. I don't know why. Gods and Monsters, not a bad name. It's a weird name, not a bad name. Immortals Phoenix Rising. That should be like Gears of War 6. That should be the top. Phoenix Rising. That should mark as Phoenix Rising. But and then Xbox accidentally leaked like a release date potentially of December 3rd for that Immortals Phoenix Rising. And then also there's a rumor that we were going to have the Prince of Persia remake revealed at this event. So I don't know. I mean, I have a weird relationship with Ubisoft where like, you asked me a few years ago, like they're probably my favorite developer out there, third party wise. And now I think for a lot of people, including myself, where it's like they've kind of gone downhill a little bit. Like they found a thing that works for them, a niche that works for them, and it's just I'm not a fan of where they're going in that direction. But I don't know. I mean, are you looking forward to this? I mean, is there anything that might tickle your fancy out of this?
Well, honestly, the only thing I'm really looking forward to from this thing, going in with low expectations, is a potential of seeing the whole maybe a rebirth or a remaster or whatever the hell of Prince of Persia. Maybe if rumors are persisting, and this is taken with a grain of salt, there could be something in regards to maybe like remastering the original Prince of Persia Sands of Time, which, if that's the case, I would be all for that. Yeah. Because that's supposedly a great platformer, and it's one of those games I never played back then.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's the Prince of Persia remake rumor out there. Like, even was like, there was like a listing that went up not too long ago, but they didn't say which Prince of Persia it is, so we don't even know which remake what they're remaking. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like the big thing. I think it's cool that they said there's gonna be some surprises at this, so I think Prince of Persia maybe gonna be a surprise. I hope the Gods and Monsters thing is December 3rd, because it was funny they had the Google Stadia accidentally leaked the demo out like a few months ago for like an hour. You were able to play the demo on their Stadia account. And there's some stuff there's like some videos on YouTube that you can look up for if you just look at Gods and Monsters gameplay. And it's the only gameplay, like all we have was a teaser from them from like last E3, and that's all we have because it was supposed to come out, I believe, beginning of this year, but then got delayed.
Right.
And I've seen some gameplay of it. It's definitely rough. Like it's like a early demo of the game, an early build, but like it definitely looks like, imagine like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Breath of the Wild had a baby. And this would be it. Like it just looks like it looks like Breath of the Wild, but it has like just everything else about like the way like the game works, the game plays, like the levels, like the pause menu, everything like that. Like everything just looks like a fucking Assassin's Creed Ubisoft game. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Who knows? But I mean, from what I saw of it, I hope I'm assuming we're gonna find some gameplay for it. Hope that December 3rd date is real. Because that'd be awesome. That'd be kind of crazy to think about, though, because like you're gonna have, I think it's like October 29th. We have Watch Dogs, so I'm assuming this will be the last big push for Watch Dogs. I think November 17th we have Assassin's Creed. What is Assassin's Creed? Valhalla. Yeah, thank you. And then we have possibly Immortals: Phoenix Rising, worst name in gaming ever, but on December 3rd. So they have 3 big games in basically 5 weeks. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. And Prince of Persia remake. I never Prince of Persia is one of those games I missed out on in their time. So I'd be pumped to play that again. But I don't know. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, let's go ahead and move on.
Okay. All right, well, moving on to the last topic of the show this week. So, Halo Infinite was delayed from launch title this year to 2021 with no release period other than the whole year. A lot of people were like, maybe this will be an early 2021 game, maybe a spring 2021 game. Well, it comes to find out that a guy named Joseph Staten, I believe is how you say his name, who was the original writer and a director on the original trilogy, is come back to help who makes 343 sorry make this finish up this game and help finish the fight for getting Halo Infinite out. So it's kind of a lot of concern. He left Bungie in 2013. He's stuck with Microsoft once they left and went on their own to do Destiny and all that. But I don't know. I mean, this I don't know. This concerns me a little bit. Is Halo in more trouble than we originally thought? Gables, what do you think?
To be perfectly honest with you, it definitely doesn't bring me a bit of confidence to know they have to bring in a producer who initially helped with the original game, because that game was pretty close to being released this year, actually.
Yeah.
Not even a couple months away, the thing would have been launched until they delayed it until next year. So there's got to be something going on story-wise, fundamentally, that they're not getting. If they really want to nail Halo Infinite, they have to hit on all cylinders with this thing. And obviously, this is definitely something to where they felt they needed the assistance of Jason Stanton, I think it is. His name is. Okay, Joseph. So honestly, I think this is a great move by them in order to try to establish that same sort of feel, or according to his direction, going through at least a better quality in terms of the storytelling. Honestly, at this point, we don't know too much in regards to what direction the story is going to be going or leading into. But I feel it's definitely a good move by 343 in this regards.
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning because it makes you I was just thinking, I was wrong. He did actually leave with Bungie, helped co-create and write Destiny. Then he left in 2013 and came back to Microsoft. And he recently just helped Don't Nod release the first episode. Tell me why. But I don't know. There's another tidbit here from Bloomberg, which is where Jason Schreier works. He said that Stanton was brought back to get it back on track, in quotations there, and avoid any further delays. And then on the other side, Pierre Hintz, who was the head of the Master Chief Collection, has been brought in to be the project lead on the free-to-play multiplayer side of Halo Infinite. So, I mean, you have two minds where it's scary. Is 343 able? Are they just not capable of handling Halo at this point? I mean, this studio is built literally, for Halo. It's much like the Coalition was built for Gears, but it's I feel personally, I feel like Gears is better than ever with Coalition, but I think sales and overall media has shown otherwise. But we're going, sticking with Halo here. It's concerning, and it's we've talked about many times. Halo is their mascot. It's if Mario took a downward spiral and they brought back Miyamoto, we had a decade or more of bad Mario games or just mediocre Mario games, and then the big one we thought was finally going to do it, and they brought Miyamoto or something to fucking knock it out. It's oh shit, man, maybe this game is bigger trouble than we thought. But all right, awesome. And it's kind of the same thing. All right, cool, awesome. They brought back this guy that helped, was a big part of the original trilogy. So, like I said, it's of two minds where it's it's scary that is it worse than we thought where this game needs to be, but also it's awesome where it's they're not fucking around. It's guns blazing on getting this game work, because like we've said and a lot of people have said, they can't, this is their last real chance to bring back Halo and bring it back in a big way. There could be later on down the line where maybe Halo 7 or whatever they want to call it is actually the Halo that we've been waiting for forever. But at that point, it's I think the big casual audience of fans and the people that were fans of Halo back in the day that left, and like, all right, Infinite was their last chance, and they fucked it up. It's like they're never gonna get those people back. So it's like I said, like if even if this game gets delayed to 2021 or to the end of 2021, like that's okay. And like it's so much to the point now where it's like Microsoft came out and said like there's no plans to delay till 2022, and it's like, whoa, like where'd that come from? It's like, what do you mean there's no plans? Like, or is that even a discussion? You know, so no, like I said, they can't fuck it up. I hope for their sake, because like the better the competition, the better. Like I have an Xbox One X. I want a reason to buy a Series X eventually. Halo could be that reason. I don't know, but it's like the better that they do, the better it is for everybody. For gamers especially. But PlayStation PS5 needs that competition to stay afloat. Nintendo just does their own thing, and they do really well with it. So for the most part, so I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Anything else before we move on to what we've been playing?
Honestly, I don't have anything else to contribute to it.
Okay, cool. Well, Gables, it is time now for the what we've been playing part of the show. Gables, what have you been playing this week?
Okay. So obviously with the whole Super Mario 35th anniversary stuff going on, obviously I had to go through on my Switch and play some Super Mario All-Stars. Mm-hmm. My gosh. It felt good to go through and see familiar aesthetics, familiar graphics and stuff. Because honestly, those were the games that I initially went through and beat before going back to the originals on the NES and stuff and playing through a lot of them, beating them. But I'll tell you what, the gameplay of itself for each of these games is still fun. It's still fantastic in terms of the representation, no types of like delays in regards to the streaming of the Super Mario All-Stars. As you can expect, the original Super Mario Brothers, honestly, not too difficult. It isn't that difficult of a game in some aspects.
Shut up, Gables, you son of a bitch. Really? It's not that hard. I beat it once. Ever.
I'm talking from the perspective of someone that's actually played through a couple of different Mario games.
You could just say it for the perspective of someone that's actually good at video games. We know what you're thinking.
Okay. Well, anyway, I went through the original Mario Brothers. It wasn't so bad to me, but I finished it in the span of a day. But in regards to some of the other games and stuff, let's see, Super Mario Brothers 2. I went through Super Mario Brothers 2, and I did have little bits of difficulties here and there, only because I decided instead of using warps and instead of using warps or in specific tricks in that regards, I wanted to do full solid gameplay of all the different types of levels in the main games, from Super Mario Brothers all the way up to all the other games. So I played through it completely with the original Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 2, I did the same thing. I saw myself actually getting stuck on some of the later levels inside of World 5 and also some bits of World 6 as well, because there is a specific portion that there's this one stage in general where you have to walk this tower, right? These two towers, right? And so I come to a point where I'm stuck in between. You have these two towers. You have a plant which has a potion, and then you have these various clouds, right? And so in order for me to get the mushroom for this, to get an additional health bar, I had to take this potion, right? I had to go all the way to the left, jump on these clouds, jump on top of the platforms on top of these towers, put down my potion, go in the door, and all of a sudden that's where I had to go through and get the mushroom. I'm like, oh God. Oh God, well, we're going to have this type of difficulty, are we? But, playing through the remake, the reskinned version here of Super Mario Bros. 2, it definitely felt good. I had a little bits of difficulty with some of the bosses, say some of the Tri-Clyde and the whole fucking crab or something that tosses rocks at you. What's kind of interesting in that regard, the fucking crab, I don't know why, it's you could potentially grab some of the rocks at the right point, maybe the right timing or something when you jump, but the hitbox is so finicky that if you try jumping on a rock while that damn crab's throwing in stuff, it'll hurt you. And here I am. The whole premise of this boss battle is to wait for the crab to toss these rocks, and it has to hit the other platforms and stuff and try to roll at you, and you're supposed to stop the rocks by either jumping on them and grabbing them to toss at the darn thing. But the hitbox and some of the things where it'll damage you when you try to actually jump on some of these rocks. So that was very fun in that regards. But honestly, the last portion of the game where you have to play that whole 7-2, navigate throughout that whole puzzling kind of terrain where you can do multiple different paths to get to Wart, and then fighting against Wart and stuff. And his stage is actually a lot better looking than what it was for the NES. He has all this various these plants that are spewing out of this machine and stuff, and you have to feed him these freaking vegetables because he hates vegetables, and that's what ends up killing him. So it's I went through, I beat Super Mario Bros. 2, very happy with that. I used Toad throughout almost that entire game. So to put into perspective, at the end of the Super Mario Bros. 2, it shows you a counter on how many times you use a certain character. I used Mario twice. I used Luigi once, and that was because of stage inside of World 6 that you have to use these enemy characters called an albatross, right? Where you have to jump on them, you have to ride them through the entire stage, because if you make one false step and stuff, you are pretty much dead as you fall to your death. But I used Luigi once, I used Peach twice, and that was because of World 7-1, I remember, because I could use that exploit to where I could jump on one of the albatrosses that are heading left of the stage without having to catch one at the far end of the stage. So I used this shortcut that I generally would use in 7-1 to get to the end of the level quicker. So I used her there. Toad, I used 15 times. 15. And basically, like I said before, those counters are how many stages you complete with each character. So there's 20 stages, I think, roughly, from World 1 all the way to 7-2. So I used Toad. Toad is awesome in that game. Peach has that nice levitation ability that she has, but she is the slowest when it comes to pulling vegetables and try to toss them and stuff. Luigi has that flutter jump, so he's definitely excellent when it comes to terraining high platforms, high this and high that. But Mario is an all-around character, so he's neither terrible at some stats or incredibly awesome in some stats. He's a balanced character that you can use just cause. So that was fun playing that. Mario 2. Super Mario All-Stars, The Lost Levels. That is the last Mario game actually I've beaten of this collection so far of Mario All-Stars. I still continue to say, like I did while playing through The Lost Levels in the 3DS, this game is a fucking troll. It can be a fucking troll. Case in point, when you're going towards the later half of that game and you come across a stage where you have to jump over these Hammer Brothers, right? But you hit a fucking block above one of the Hammer Brothers and you fall on top of one of them and die. That is definitely something that kind of ticked me off a bit. Oh, what the fuck? How was I supposed to know that was going to be there? So it's obstacles that you are not going to even remotely think about travailing. And speaking of another one, there was an instance where I was stuck in stage 3-4 for Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. I could not figure out how the fuck I was supposed to terrain this thing. I came across a floating pipe, right? And it has the two platform stuff. I jump up and I hit a block, and so I figure, okay, let's climb up the block, see if I can jump up to that pipe. And I'd fall to my death because it was just high enough to where I could not jump on it. So I have to use the rewind feature. Obviously, I used rewinds. I did use a bit of save states to try to go through certain aspects of it, so I wouldn't have to repeatedly go over and over again, play through the game like I did back in the day, because that's what killed that game for me back in the day. But I ended up finding out through watching a video on YouTube that someone literally jumps across the stage. Didn't even go to the pipe, right? You have this large gap, and so he jumps across, and there's these two blocks on the entrance part of the land that's right across. He jumped at it just right to where he jumps on the land and glitches up and over the damn thing. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? So, obviously I try. I try again. I try again after that. on the 4th try, I actually managed to get it to where I jump on the little piece of land and jump over the block, and I'm like, okay, saving that. I'm not going to do that again. Let's go forward. And so eventually I get to the World 8. World 8-1 is kind of hilarious because at the end part of that stage, you have to terrain these floating platforms and these pipes with piranha plants that you have to meticulously avoid. The timing of these piranha plants are going to kill you if you are not careful. If you're careless, like I was, and tried rushing through the stage as fast as I could, because that's how I played Mario games back then, well, you're going to be in for a rude awakening when you're going to go through and you have these two pipes that are above each other, right? Like, you have a pipe above and a pipe below, and they're facing each other, and all of a sudden you have these two fucking piranha plants that are going to go, and just, like, within a span of a second, intervals and stuff, they're going to go through and, like, pop out of their freaking pipes. So there were a couple deaths in regards to that. But the last Bowser was interesting. The last stage of Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels was fascinating because you have to go through a certain pattern. The previous worlds at the Bowser stage, the Bowser Castle, you have to go through specific patterns, and it'll give you a notification, like a ding or like a high-pitched sound or low-pitched sound if you get the wrong path, which I did that plenty of times. And what's interesting is towards the end of 8-4, you face off what you think is like the final Bowser that throws these fucking hammers and stuff at you. But no, you have to wait. I go under him, I keep running, and it's like a long-ass corridor, and all of a sudden you get to the actual final Bowser, right? And you have these blocks that are preventing you from jumping over him, right? And here you have to navigate him tossing about 10 or 20 different hammers while trying to go underneath him and get the axe. And I managed to do that. I actually managed to time my time my run just right, get underneath him, grab the axe, and then I finally rescue Princess Peach. But yeah, the process from going through Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels, that's definitely the hardest Mario game in that entire fucking collection.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
It is nuts. But I'm happy to report that I've went through those 3 Mario Brothers games. Fantastic games. Definitely if you have a Switch. And you have the Switch Online, you have that SNES app, at least give Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels a try. I'm not saying you need to finish this game, but man, it's definitely interesting to see how evolved some of the level design perspective went from the original Mario Brothers to the second one, and how back then, like, Nintendo of Japan did not feel that the American audience would be prepared for this type of game because it's a lot more difficult in terms of the original Mario Brothers. But I still have Super Mario Brothers 3 on All Stars to go through and play through, and that's going to be a fun little diversion to go through. But the other game that I did play, that I have been playing off and on this past week, has been Destiny 2. I have been, and this is what I did. I completed my Solstice Armor stuff that I'm doing. So Destiny 2 has this event right now to where you get a bunch of these, like, when it starts, you get these pieces of rare armor that are called, like, Solstice gear, right? And each piece of gear has a specific requirement you have to meet until it's completed. So once you complete this entire set that you have, it actually upgrades it to Legendary. So the Legendary also has conditions that you have to meet. So one of my friends and I, we went through a bunch, and we helped complete my armor. I've completed one piece of the Legendary armor for my gauntlets, but I'm still trying to somewhat get complete with most of the armor stuff, because Wednesday is like the final day. I think it's like actually the end point for the whole the solstice stuff. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this stuff, but it's going to be an interesting idea, an interesting thing. But what's fascinating is last night, some of my friends and I were playing Destiny 2, and we go across we finish up a whole bunch of stuff to complete one of my majestic armor stuff, my majestic gauntlets and stuff for my character. I go over to Zur, which Zur is this dealer and stuff. He's pretty much like a dealer, merchant, who sells like a lot of like various like exotic goods and stuff. But this week, I didn't like any of the items or the weapons or the armor that he was selling, and I had enough legendary shards to where I could get an exotic engram. So I purchased this exotic engram. I spent like about 90 legendary shards, and I get a weapon called the Wave Splitter. The Wave Splitter, I'm looking up my Destiny 2 app right now, which has all this information of weapons that I got, characters, this and that. The Wave Splitter is a trace rifle. So its description is, Omelon's newest breakthrough uses focused sonic waves to superheat electrons into a devastating energy beam. I freaking have a fucking laser rifle, right? And it has like, I think it's like either dark damage or whatsoever. The attack is 1024. The cap for weapon stuff, you can power certain things up, is like 1060, I believe. But it's got a trait called Harmonic Laser, where it's intrinsic. Laser damage has 3 power levels that oscillate while the trigger is held down. So this thing gets stronger every time you like hold down the trigger and do this and do that. Earlier on today, I was using the Wave Splitter while during a public event on Elo, one of the planets and stuff, because I wanted to see what, basically, if I could go through this thing with a couple other people. Though we didn't finish the heroic event, this thing was just laying out and just taking out freaking Cabal with all these various arms, like heavy-duty armor, this and that. It was just whittling down the HP, and I was so happy with that, man, because it felt fucking overpowered as shit, and I loved it. Absolutely. And it's like, I'm using that weapon now, and I'm also using like the Foregone Conclusion, the auto rifle, 1027 and stuff. It's got like a rapid fire thing. It's got all sorts of various like high impact reserve rounds and stuff. But I'll tell you what's also interesting is like my character, I decided to go through a couple shaders with this armor that I'm wearing, and it's hilarious. There was a shader called like Scion Poison, or it's basically a purple and green sort of hybrid. So my Titan that I'm running right now, he has this majestic looking armor that he's gotten from this whole Solstice event, but it is a dark kind of green purplish color where it looks fucking cool. I loved it. I love it how it like reflects in terms of like when you're doing missions and stuff, and all of a sudden you can see when you go into like your Titan mode, like your Titan like what was it? That whole like hammer thing and stuff. That's supercharged. Supercharged. I was just waiting for that. But yeah, man, it's so cool just to. I'm really enjoying getting back into Destiny 2 stuff. I didn't think I was going to be saying that. I thought I was really done with playing through Destiny 2, but honestly, I'm finding a lot of enjoyment out of this game now. And I don't know whether it has something to do that Activision isn't involved in it anymore, but I'm getting all sorts of various drops, all sorts of good weapons, all sorts of good stuff. I mean, I've purchased like the Shadowkeeper DLC, and I pretty much have like the Forsaken DLC because I bought that Destiny 2 Forsaken disc for like $5 because it was clearanced. But my main mission that I want to do with Destiny 2 right at the moment is try to complete the Solstice gear, the remaining of it. But I also want to go through the Red Dawn campaign stuff. So once all that stuff gets taken out in like in November and cycled with like say the Beyond Light stuff, at least I'm going to be ready for that. But that's all I've been playing for this week.
Very nice. Very nice. I've only been playing. I wanted to get back into Tell Me Why episode 2, but been sidetracked by Madden and one other game that came out this Friday or Thursday night actually. It's kind of cool. It's like usually like when like I buy games most digitally at this point, and usually come at like 11 o'clock my time, Central Time. This one actually came out at 8 p.m. on Thursday night.
8 p.m.
Yeah, it was nice. I wish more games did this. be great. But I picked up Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. So yeah, but I've only played a couple hours of it. But man, like look here, I've always talked about forever. I'm not good at games. There are games I'm better at than others. I was like, even back in the day, like I was good enough at Tony Hawk Pro Skater that I was able to beat them. Like I wasn't the 100% guy. I wasn't the guy getting 10 million points and shit like that. Like that wasn't me. But I was able to I was good enough to like beat it at least. And Gables, I am terrible at Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I'm struggling for sure.
You're struggling with it?
Oh my god, it's taken me, and I feel a little better because I'm not the only person. Like there's some people like talk. I listen to on podcasts or I talk to, or I see on Twitter or whatever talking about. It's like I'm just picking up where I left off in 1997 or whatever, like or 1998
oh my god.
or 2002 or whatever. Because I'm like, here's the thing, I'm more of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 guy and a Thug guy. Those are like my two big ones. Like I don't know how many times I beat 3 and Thug. Especially Thug, I probably beat that one 10 times back in the day on GameCube. But yeah, it's tough. It's for sure. I'm like I get 4 or 5 levels in. I'm just like I'm stuck. I'm for sure stuck.
You're stuck.
Yeah, just
well, tell me, where are you right now, Tyler, in that game?
Well, my one big nitpick with this was like they separate in the menus 1 and 2. So it's not just like one continuous flow, which I kind of wish they did. But I played.
It's like a collection disc format or something, or is it like?
No. So it's all one big thing. But yeah, it's like when you get to the main menu, it's like you can just like you go and you like go to start tour or whatever they want to call it, and you pick between 1 or 2 or free skate.
Oh, I see.
So then once you start 1, you like it's not that big it's not a big separation, but it's like there's like that little I don't know, I just don't like it. They kind of like separate. I wish it was like almost like they combine them together and make one long kind of campaign, I guess in a sense. But
yeah,
like I think in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, I'm on like the 4th level, and the second one I haven't put much time in the second one, but I'm on like the 3rd level of that one. But yeah, it's funny. Like the first I went through in the warehouse the first level of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and did 9 of the 10 challenges. Like boom, like 5 or 6 tries. I'm like, all right, I'm not great, okay, but it's taking me a little bit, but I'm getting there. And then I got to school, the second level school, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm not good at this game at all. This is harder than I remember. Like, I can't even get the 6 score. So I'm having a blast with it. It's like I said, growing up, it's like I had a blast playing Tony Hawk. Maybe more so because like I really jumped into it hard on 3, and 1 and 2 I played a little bit back in the day, but I never those weren't the ones I'm nostalgic for more so than
anything. Well, I'll tell you what, Tyler. When it comes to the Tony Hawk games, what was the biggest hurdle for me while going back and playing through the original Tony Hawk like a couple weeks ago was getting used to not being able to not able to do reverts, obviously, but also figuring out the specials of like say Tony Hawk in general, like doing the 900 or doing a McTwist or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But also was relearning how to do specific tricks and time them correctly. I mean, that was the biggest hurdle for me. I mean, even though I spent like a couple hours playing through that career mode and doing whatever and stuff, it took me a while to get used to the whole flow of how the original game was. And to be perfectly honest with you, I hadn't done a complete playthrough of like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game since quite a few years ago when I rebought Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 for the PS2, and I went through both of those games and completed them. It's like, that was at least a good solid 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so like the nice thing is they've kind of like they remade these to like today's standards of like basically Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. Where a lot of people talk like that's like the best one,
right?
From like a gameplay standpoint, where like they have manuals, they have reverts in this. Like it is modernized for sure. It's like this is what I wanted for a Tony Hawk game, probably since like was American Underground was like the last one that was like pretty good. Like I thought it was okay. Like it was that into PS2, beginning of Xbox 360 era, and so like we don't even talk about 5. 5 was a disaster.
It was.
Yeah, completely a disaster. But, it's like I said, for someone that has the nostalgia of the Tony Hawk games. This is like they nailed it for sure. It's like they have done a perfect job in bringing Tony Hawk to this generation. I love like the biggest thing I love actually most of all is like when it starts off, they do like the video that you have at the beginning of like the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, and it's like showing them like on like VHS quality skateboarding, and then like it cuts to them like today skateboarding. So it's like them like when they're young, and then it cuts to them like Tony Hawk's in his 50s, Ronnie Mullen is like 40 something years old,
Jesus Christ.
It's just cool like seeing that. It's like, oh my god, it's like like seeing that, like it's just cool like the way they did all that. It's just awesome, I think. Like just starting that off, but like I said, I'm having a blast with it. It's taking me a lot longer than I hoped to get good at this game again. But I mean, if it's $40, it's like if you have any nostalgia whatsoever for fucking Tony Hawk games, man, it's like you gotta get it. It's good. It's really good. Like I said, like it's taking me some time. I'll get there. I know I will. I just gotta stick with it. And like it's great because it's like each trial is only 2 minutes, so it's like even if you have a shit trial, you can just you're 30 seconds in. It's like this isn't gonna work. Move on. Just restart or just wait till it's over or focus on something else. But yeah, I mean, Gables, like this is something like I think you would like. This is something you definitely need to pick up here.
I have been really tempted. I almost bought it today.
Yeah,
I absolutely almost bought it today. If not for the fact that I had to get a lot of other things,
yeah,
then I would have picked it up right then and there. I may do it fairly soon though.
Yeah,
because I got thinking, it's like if I buy this, then it's like, oh god, the freaking Mario thing in the next couple of weeks. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, definitely I would say get Mario first. But if you're got to pick between one or the other, it's probably be Mario first. But like, this is eventually you got to pick this up because I think for sure you were just talking about last week. You went back 100%ed Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. I think you'd have you for sure will just like jump right back in because it's funny because I'll listen to some people like talking about it or people on Twitter. It's like, yeah, I put like 3 hours into it and I've already 100%ed the whole game, like all the goals. I'm like both 1 and 2. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like seriously. It's like goddamn. Like man, like I said, like I was never really great at them. I was good enough to beat them. Beat them the whole tour mode. But yeah, I hope to God we get like a Pro Skater 3. If it's like $15 or $20 for a Pro Skater 3 remake, I would gladly, even $30. That's the one I for sure want to pick up and play again. But that's one thing I'm playing. It's so good. I mean, like I said, I'm terrible at it, but it's what I wanted. It hit like I talk about in the demo. It's like it seems like they did a good job of bringing it back, and they did. And yeah, if you're wanting that Tony Hawk game back, like they did it, support this, and maybe we'll get a new Tony Hawk, an actual new Tony Hawk that's good and not some bullshit like 5 or anything they've made, like any of those bullshit Wii games or Ride or whatever. It's like this is our best chance of getting more good ones. So like much like we're finally getting the Crash Bandicoot 4, I guess what we're getting here in like about a month. It's like support this, show that we want this, and we'll finally get some new Tony Hawks.
You know what I just realized? This year, even though this year has been crazy, this feels like a year of the remaster or the rebirth of old franchises or dormant franchises. Streets of Rage, Battletoads, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Crash Bandicoot, and even like remaster Save a Collection stuff, like from the whole Super Mario 3D All Stars, and even like
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, yeah.
Final Fantasy
there you go. Final Fantasy 7 like remake, that is front and center, the guiding light right there. What I'm saying is, man, it's like nostalgia, the past. This is that year and stuff where all these different things are coming into play, and it actually feels like, how good some of those games are. It feels like I'm back in like the 90s, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It just feels weird.
I'd say, 70% of the time, fucking nostalgia bites us in the ass, But this has been a year where, like, it definitely feels like nostalgia has been, like, it's worked in our favor, finally. It's like trying to find the one good thing in this year. It's like for just I mean, obviously in a bubble, for just gaming, it's nostalgia. Been a great year for us in that standpoint. Everything else, trash. Nostalgia and gaming, brilliant.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up, guys, for this week. Like I said, thank you so much for listening. If you want to check us out, we're in all those places: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Like, join, subscribe, follow, 5 stars, comment, review, share, whatever you can do in all those places. Please do that. Twitch.tv/Colonel Gables. Give them a big follow over there, please. Extra Life, 2 months away. Extra-life.org. Go there, sign up, please. Really would appreciate that. Send some shares. More people sign up, better. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. I was your host. I was Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. So until next time, I hope you play some fun games. Definitely hope that you'll get everything else, all your ducks in a row, and do whatever the hell it is that you do. But most importantly of all that, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk-Nerds podcast.
And hey, Gables.
Mm-hmm.
Cougar cheese.
Cougar cheese.
Cougar cheese. So again, that one more time. Can't forget about Cougar cheese, most importantly.
Gonna get the Cougar cheese.
Can't wait till they put it in like a Spam jar. Cougar cheese. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Excuse me. You too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.